Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is going to be a reading for the full moon in Libra from April 7th until May 7th when we have the full moon in Taurus. Libra is ruled by Venus, which rules our heart, our love, money, romance. It's a time when our relationships and how we coexist with others is going to be on blast. And we're also going to be asked to see how we can bring more beauty into our lives. All right. And to really take a look at, all of our relationships, virtual relationships with our family, our loved ones, romantic partnerships, okay, with our pets, whatever it might be and however it might resonate with you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. But first, we're going to invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and spirit guides to this space to deliver the messages that we need to hear for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. From April 7th to May 7th. Messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. From April 7th to May 7th. Ooh. Okay, Aquarius, just checking to see if all of these cards are in the reverse or not. They're not. The Seven of Cups in reverse is actually where I like to see it. This is all about clarity. This is about grounding. This is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. You might have that in your chart, or you might be dealing with someone with these qualities. The Seven of Cups, you can see he's trying to make a decision here. Okay, and he's not sure which one to choose. And so it's very important that, if you have a lot of choices in love and work of what to do, some of you might have a lot of books you want to read. Which one are you going to choose first? Whatever it might be. The Seven of Cups in reverse is saying you are grounded, or you have that energy to rely on grounding yourself, being very clear, okay, helping you to make the decisions that you need to make at this point in time. Underneath that, you guys have the absolutely beautiful card of the Wheel of Fortune. This is change, but I can see, all of your cards came out in the reverse, Aquarius. So I do feel like your world has been turned upside down, as many of us have experienced this in recent times, but it's a positive change. Whether it feels like it right now or not, it's a positive change. Underneath that, you do have the Knight of Swords. Okay, there could be a little bit of lack of clarity with the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Communication might not be clear at this time with your direction. You could be dealing with some negative energies as well. People who are deceptive or who are just lashing out at this time. It could also be you, so you just want to, check that energy. You guys are showing up as the Sun in reverse. Now, the Sun in reverse is... it's a card, it's the happiest card in the deck. So even when it's in the reverse, it's still not that bad. But some of you guys might be feeling like you're in the dark about something. Some of you might even be going through a dark night of the soul type energy. That's not normally how I read this card, but I can't ignore the messages that I'm receiving and intuitively when I'm seeing this card. The Sun card represents Leo energy, but for me as a reader, any sort of fire energy. And Libra energy is also, it's interesting. I just got a message from Spirit about Helios. And I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong because my mythology is not that great, but Helios flew too close to the sun because he was being too prideful. And he ended up getting burnt, right? And I think Helios had to deal with vanity. So if I'm right, okay, I could be totally wrong here with my mythology, but if I'm correct, this Libra full moon is really asking you to identify where have you been? Maybe have you been struggling with issues of vanity? So it could go of one of two ways. You could be, that you were too focused on outside beauty and not focused on inward beauty. There was too much of a precedent set on this, and now it's something that you're really working through. Okay. Or is it the opposite? Where can you beautify yourself? Where can you beautify your life? Interesting, really interesting message. And it might be creating a little bit of havoc because, it's interesting with this, with everything with COVID-19 going on, our previous and all the shifts that we're experiencing, our previous emphasis was on these Instagrammers and well, not even movie stars, right? Like, popular socialites, and their physical body. And it's like there was no emphasis on human kindness, humanitarian efforts. It's like, who has the most plastic surgery? What filters look the best? Now, there's a time and place for all of that, but it could be, now that we're all in our homes. And yes, we're on social media and that sort of thing, but the essential workers are really being put into the spotlight. The delivery men, the people that that work in the grocery stores, like, these are our real heroes. It's not, some, elite family that, has, that are makeup moguls. That's not right now. And I'm not knocking them or throwing shade at them per se, but our values are shifting. And I feel like that's why I just got this message about Helios and vanity. And it might be a total shift for you as well, like a realization. So I'm going to leave this Sun card in the upright because I think that's exactly where this reading is going. Okay. All right, Aquarius. Okay, I just forgot who I was talking to. The Tower in reverse, this is blocking you. So again, it could be that there's a paradigm shift that needs to take place that you aren't allowing to happen. So, Spirit is saying just go with the flow. Allow this change to happen. For others of you, you might be cleaning up after this big change. Some of you might have had this huge aha moment, okay, and been, what do I do next? And just be totally floored by what's going on in your life. This could have to do with love relationships. It could have to do with you and your higher self. It could have to do with anything. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to do with, social media elite, beauty moguls or anything like that at all. It could have to do with your spiritual journey, your marriage, you and your higher self, your love life. Take it how it resonates. Now, the intentions that you need to set is the King of Cups. For some of you, I feel like you might have been dealing with some of these changes with a little bit of indulgence, whether that's food and alcohol. The intentions that you really need to set the King of Cups is emotional balance, really getting in touch with your psychic abilities, your inner wisdom, trusting your intuitive guidance and your higher self. And then also there's a real need for creativity here, Aquarius. The King of Cups, he's a visionary. He's a musician, a writer, a poet. So really taking any sort of extra energy that you might have and channeling that into something creative. Now, what you need to know is the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands in reverse is interesting energy. It's Leo, Aries, Sag, and the King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This could be a person that you're dealing with in your life. It could be somebody who, who doesn't want the responsibility or who doesn't want to hold up their end of the bargain. Okay. And it could be, the King of Wands next to the Three of Cups in reverse really could be somebody who has put you in a third party situation. That's just going to be for a few of you. And I think you're going to get really clear on that, and letting this person go is actually going to be, a fated, but also an absolutely beautiful thing for your life, a positive thing, even though it might hurt. The King of Wands can also represent a loss of some sort, whether it has to do with money or abundance. It could be friends as well. For some of you, there might have been people who are talking behind your back, and that might come to light. The Three of Cups can be about, gossip, people talking bad about them, each other. The King of Wands could be represent that loss. And maybe some of you have experienced, the Sun card in reverse and the King of Wands in reverse, some sort of shakeup that's really affected your self-confidence as well. Okay. But we're going to see, but through your creativity and allowing this tower to fall, whether that's, blocking people online, whether it's leaving, friend groups, or sometimes we have to leave people behind. but you're going to get a lot of clarity, and it's going to be a change for the better. The Three of Cups in reverse, some of you might be struggling with alcohol intake, maybe drinking a little bit too much. It might be overeating. It could be over anything. But the Three of Cups in reverse takes us back to the Two of Cups, the need for balance. And if you were with somebody who was, was making you feel emotionally imbalanced, who was really, maybe they were gaslighting you, whatever they were doing, and they were taking your confidence away, this King of Wands, he can be a player card in reverse, and somebody who makes a lot of promises, a lot of lip service, but no actions to back it up, kind of wants to run away from. You can see he's not sitting on his throne. He's behind it because he's already got like one foot out the door. That could also be you as well. Okay, but what I want to focus on here is that Wheel of Fortune. This clarity and this choice that you're faced with right now, Aquarius, is going to be for the better, no matter what it might feel like right now. All right, I do apologize if this reading is going on a little bit long, but it was very interesting. I had to channel that information about Helios. All right, and if I remember, I'll put a little link to information about Helios so we can sort of fact check that if you guys are nerds like me. All right, let's go ahead and pull additional messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Okay, you get the Angel of Love. Yeah, so this is something that you're definitely attached to, emotionally attached to. It does not have to be romantic, but for some of you it very well may be. Storm warning, I'm not surprised. We see that with the Tower card. Yeah, so there's something brewing. It may have happened. It may be happening. Trust your intuition, you guys. Magician in the Mirror. Somebody is definitely, I feel like this is not always a card of deceit, but you might be dealing with somebody who is very deceptive, and it's falling on top of this King of Wands energy. You're going to need to really do some healing and some balance, and remember, you have the ability to manifest. Okay, you can timeline jump, you guys. You guys can manifest, a partner who matches your energy, a different job, a different situation. Just don't forget how much power you guys actually have, okay? And then you get patience. Yeah, this is the Temperance card for me. And this patience energy, again, you have angels showing up. So Spirit reminding you you're not alone, that your angels, your spirit guides, and Spirit are all here helping you get through this journey and through this, sort of tough time. I knew that it was going to be a little bit of a tougher reading because everything came out in the reverse. Yeah, and there's definitely a storm brewing, or you've gone through a moment like this. Maybe your world has been turned upside down. For a lot of us, it has. But this patience is also my Temperance card. And again, some of you might be dealing or finding out that somebody that you love or near you has addiction issues, probably alcohol, but it could be anything. We don't have to limit it to alcohol. And we see that clarity coming through here with the Seven of Cups. The Patience card is have patience, divine timing is at work in your life, okay? Yeah. And the Patience and Temperance, there's healing. Okay, there's a lot of healing that's taking place after whatever this, this Tower moment is, but you do have to let that tower fall, Aquarius. All right, then you guys get Pride. Ooh, yeah. So either some of you, I'm getting, if this resonates with you as far as, addiction, I think some of you either didn't want to admit it to yourself or to others, or you might be dealing with somebody who has a lot of pride, and this is very hard for them to admit that they have a problem. Okay. And then you guys get Sexuality. Ooh. All right. I'm just getting right off the bat, some of you, when I'm talking about addiction, it might be sex, it might be porn, it doesn't have to, and I apologize if, anybody doesn't like to hear that, but those are the messages I got. Pride. You may be acting out of arrogance and vanity. Humility is the key. That whole story about Helios, there's a reason for it, okay? And it's being emphasized again with this Pride card. When you are prideful, you can become harsh and not conscious of your weaknesses. This can temporarily make you feel more powerful and superior to others, whilst at the same time cause you to be judgmental, unteachable, and hardened. So for some of you, it will have to do with addictions. For others of you, it is this pride issue. Or you might be dealing with somebody like this, or it might be, a part of yourself that you have to heal and balance. Have you been fighting, quarreling, and disagreeing with others? Are you always trying to prove a point and defend your position? Do you think that you're always right? By holding on to shadow pride, you are stopping yourself from progressing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stop overestimating your importance and learn to be humble. When you are too proud, you cannot hear other people's advice and cannot receive their assistance. Empowerment means that you can be soft, caring, aware, and gentle. Recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. Again, this message could be for you, Aquarius, or somebody that you're dealing with. And I really want you to look. It's right next to this Magician card. And we've got this two sides of her face, this sort of death and this birth. And we've got light and we've got dark. So really, there's some shadow work that needs to be done and some balancing. Okay, so don't take this card as, me or spirit accusing you, okay, of this energy, and look, it's a number 7, and you have 2 sevens. You have 7, 7, and 7. 16 breaks down to a 7. So 7, 7. Remember, 77 is all about the path of the mystic. It's also your spiritual journey. All right. So interesting messages coming out, Aquarius. The sexuality card, take time off. Take time to explore your sexuality. How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel sexy, attractive, and happy with your body? Or are you judging yourself too harshly? That's this Libran energy. This Libra full moon is all about this card. You need to let go of any old feelings of hurt, shame, or guilt in relation to your sexuality. You need to bring romance back into your relationship and spice things up if you're in one. And in order to make sex an incredibly fulfilling, seductive, exhilarating, and orgasmic experience, you need to let go of your defenses and fears of being intimate with your partner. Relinquish control and dive into unguarded, ecstatic, blissful passion. Be creative, communicate with your lover, and find new and exciting ways to thrill each other. Okay, so that's a very specific message for some of you. Wow, Aquarius. Final message for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. She who radiates, knowing, ambition, and confidence. Yeah, and we see that, with the Sun card coming out in reverse and the King of Wands card in reverse, there's a lack of confidence. Some of you just might not be feeling sexually attractive if you're single or you're with someone. So it's really the power of this Libra full moon, okay, to put, it really highlights how we think others see us and, how much we've been allowing that to control our lives, and then focusing on our self-love and focusing on where we can beautify our lives within our physical body and around us. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. Most of all, I want to thank you for listening and for all the love and support you show this channel. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.